Are. All right, everybody, come on in, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome, everybody, to Mondays with Maggie on Cooking with Aisha's page. Hello, Mac. Thank you so much for being here. Who do we have here? We got Quasia. She's in the house. Thank you all so much for being here. And as always, let me say a very kind thank you to Cooking with Aisha for having me on your platform. You and Mr. Ricky always look so happy when I see you all. So I want to say hello and good evening to you all. So if you don't know me, I'm Maggie. I make food and femininity content. And today we are going to make the viral Brazilian lemonade. I've been seeing it everywhere. I don't know about you all. Let me know if you've made this before. Let me go ahead and put my ice in the fridge so it doesn't melt. Trying to be prepared. We're going to get our uniform on, wash our hands, clean the counter, but let me show you all what we're making. This video doesn't have any sound to it, but it's really simple. So if you like a sweet citrus treat, maybe this could be good for you. All right, so let's see. I'm going to turn on my struggle air conditioning. There we go. Brazilian lemonade. All right. So that is what we're going to be making today. There's so many different recipes. Everybody's making this Brazilian lemonade. So let me go ahead and get myself together and then we are going to try and recreate it. All right. If you like citrus, if you are team sweet, tonight is your night. Hello, Jason is here. Hello, Will Green is here. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me get my uniform on and we're going to clean the counter, wash our hands. Really simple ingredients, just limes, condensed milk, sugar, and a blender. So I have a few substitutes I'm going to swap in for you guys. So let's get started. I'm going to attempt to make a sugar-free and dairy-free version of this, but I'm sure you could make this with the full flavor ingredients. That would be really, really tasty. All right, so come on in. Who do we have here? Thank you all so much. Hope you're doing well. Happy Monday to you. All right. Let's clean off the counters. Hello, Apex. Thank you. So if you have some limes lying around or some leftover citrus, I'm wondering, would this also work with lemons since it's a lemonade? They call it Brazilian lemonade, but it's really a limeade. And so the condensed milk is going to give it like a sweet creaminess, and the ice and blender probably is going to give it like a frothiness. I'm thinking probably like the frozen lemonade, if you've ever had a frozen lemonade like at Chick-fil-A or any of those places. So I am excited. All right, let's see if we can get this going here. Got the counters cleaned off. All right. All right, so he does have a recipe, and I did link the recipe in the description. So if you all want to try and recreate this, you absolutely can. Hello, Dozen. Hello, Ash is here. Thank you all so much for being here. Let me clean my hands, and we'll get our ingredients together. All right, so for this recipe, we need 5 limes. So I did buy a bag of limes. This one has 6. So we'll go ahead and wash all of them, and then you could probably save some for a garnish. Limes are smaller. They're kind of like, I don't know, golf ball size, maybe a little bit bigger. So we're going to go ahead and wash these because we're going to cut them up, and then the whole thing goes in the blender. I've never blended the limes this way before. I have seen lemonade cooked this way before. Let me see, will it stay? I have seen lemonade cooked this way, but it's usually simmered low and slow. So we're gonna give this one a try, all right? So come on in, everybody. I'm not seeing any comments, so I'm just gonna refresh here because sometimes I have to refresh for it to stick. So don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Okay, that's better. Let's see if anything comes through. Let me get a little strainer. We're gonna wash those limes. And you want to wash them well. So I'm going to give these a nice little wash in the sink. I'm going to go ahead and wash all of them. Oh, I wish I could keep this on repeat. Come on in, everybody. All right, so the recipe calls for 5 limes. Let's go ahead and wash all 6. Just give them a little bit of a scrub so they're nice and clean. And then you need a blender, or I guess a food processor could work too for this recipe, but we're going to cut them up. We're going to, I was going to say quarter them, but we're really going to 8 them. Is that even a word? I don't know, y'all. All right. So we have our limes nice and clean. And then I'm going to get the cutting board out. And we're going to get these ready to go. So let's see, his recipe is here. So for the recipe, you need 5 clean limes. So let's go ahead and take the big ones because we're team greedy, and then we'll keep one as a garnish. All right. So let's get the cutting board. I'll use the damp paper towel underneath for safety. So we're good to go. Let me know if anybody's ever made this limeade. You've probably seen it all over your social media, or lemonade, Brazilian lemonade. And let's get a knife to cut it up. We got tweet here. Yes, we're making Brazilian lemonade. Thank you, my dear. Let me see if I can pin that comment. All right. Tashima says you missed what we're making. We are making Brazilian lemonade. All right. So we are just making a beverage tonight. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut the limes. We're going to quarter them. We're going to put them in a blender with some water, it looks like. Then we're going to blend it skin and all. And then we're going to pour it through a strainer into a bowl. Okay, I need to get a bowl. And we're going to strain it. Then the key is you add this condensed milk and ice, and then you put it back in the blender. Oh, yeah. So it's going to get sweet and creamy and frothy. Then we're going to pour it into a glass and see if it's as good as everybody's talking about. All right. So that is the recipe for tonight. So we're doing a beverage. And of course, I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. So I'm going to try and make a sugar-free and dairy-free version of this limeade or lemonade. All right. So I've got my food processor here. So let's go ahead and get our limes cut up. I don't know, probably don't need to, but I'm just going to go ahead and rub them a little bit. That gets the juices going. And I guess it doesn't matter how you cut them. We'll cut them crossways. So we have, they smell so good. Squeeze that in some pico or some guacamole. So we're going to cut them in half. And then cut the halves in half. And then we're going to cut these halves in halves. So what is that? 8? I think it is. So we're going to, I don't know if there's a term for that. I am not a professional chef. That will become painfully obvious. So we are just going to try and recreate this recipe. Have I ever made it before? No. Has it ever stopped us? No. So I'm going to make it together with you all. All right. Brazilian lemonade is on the menu tonight. I've been seeing it. Lots of different people are making it. And I will hold my my thoughts until the end. But like I said, if you have grapefruit, orange, lemon, if you got a big bag of citrus, maybe you have kids that don't want to eat the whole fruit. We like eating whole fruit, but maybe you've got some leftover bagged fruit that you don't want to go bad. You could make a nice homemade beverage that is cool and refreshing. And it might impress your guests. You could doctor it up, put a little, I don't know, whipped cream on top, put it in a nice glass with a straw, save some money. Oh, thank you, Quasia, for the $2 super sticker. You are so kind. Thank you so much. This is my happy place. I love coming in here and cooking with you all, and I really do appreciate the support. a nice little passion project. The boys are older now, so we all need something to keep us occupied. But I'm very, very grateful. So thank you. All right, so we have 5. Oh, that's 4. We got one more. All you got to do is cut your limes. This could be a great recipe for the kids to help. You know, of course, moms and dads do the cutting part, but once you, God, I just want to bite it. Once you get your limes cut up, then you could pass everything down into a little station. Let the little ones help out. Get them in the kitchen, especially with the fun stuff. Oh, Aisha says, thank you so much. Hello, we got GW Calhoun here. Alexandra's here. Hello, M. Weber and Be Rich. Thank you all so much. We're making Brazilian lemonade today. So far, all we've done is we have 5 limes that we have cut into 8s, and I just put them into the food processor. All right. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Quarter your limes and blend them with the water. How much water? We need 5 cups of water for this recipe. So let me go ahead and get water. And since we're drinking, I'll go ahead and get the fridge filtered water. I don't mind tap. Do you all drink tap? We grew up drinking tap, but now all of a sudden people act like tap water is not good for you. So you can put in the chat if you're team tap, or I guess if you're team bottled or team filtered. Maybe we have some water snobs amongst us, but that's okay. All right, so we have a measuring cup here. This is 2 cups, so I need to do 2.5 of these. That's our struggle math to give us 5 cups of water. All right, into the blender or food processor. So I'm just gonna go fill this up. I probably should have measured it beforehand, but y'all know I'm never prepared. All right, let's get some water. All right. So far we have 2 cups of water. We're going to do this 1.5 more times. So the recipe is 5 limes and 5 cups of water, which makes me think you could scale this up or down. Your control is going to be That's going to be the condensed milk, but you could make a whole batch of this if you're having a gathering. That could work for you. Quasia says your team water. But when the shelves go empty, definitely tap. Yeah, I don't know. I went home to mom and dad's and I just got some tap water from the sink and it tastes good. Now I'm in Atlanta. We have good water here. Not everybody does, and I understand that. Hello, Be Rich and Mr. Tay. Let's get some more water. We're making Brazilian lemonade, all right? So there's so many different recipes for this. This one is, I think, from an actual chef. I am not an actual chef, but we're going to try and recreate his recipe. He says it's really good. All right, so we have a little bit. We need 1 more cup of water. So 5 limes and 5 cups of water. So let's get 1 more. I love recreating viral recipes to see if they're as good as everybody says. Okay, so rinse your limes under cold running water to make sure they're clean. We did that. Quarter your limes. We actually did better than that. We put them in 8s. We cut them in 8s. Blend them with your water, and then we're going to strain the mixture. All right, so this may be a little loud. I'll see if I can mute myself. I'm not going anywhere, but we need to blend these until we get like a pulp, like a slurry, if you will. Again, if you're just coming in, we are making the viral Brazilian lemonade. Everybody's got a recipe for this, all right? Let's see if I can show you, because I'm going to blend and I'm going to mute myself. That's the goal. I need somebody to have a glass with me. Oh, yeah.
Let's make Brazilian lemonade.
Okay, limes. We rinsed our limes. We quartered our limes. Oh, yeah. Put them in the blender, added water. And then now we're at this step. We're going to blend our limes, peel and all. All right. Then we're going to take it off and we're going to pour it through a strainer into a big bowl. And then we're going to take condensed milk go back to the blender with ice and the strained limeade, sugar, and blend again until we get nice and frothy. All right, so that is the goal. I'm excited, y'all. I'm super excited. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do now. Let's see. I would play some music for y'all. I know Miss Aisha doesn't like music, so we are going to respect her platform, and I'm just going to stay here and blend these on mute, but you'll be able to see. I don't think it'll take that long. We're just going to eyeball it, but so I don't hurt anybody's ears. Let's see. I'm going to mute here. All right, y'all can probably see. All right, y'all can probably see it's leaking. I should have used the proper blender. I have a proper blender, but I'm over here using the food processor. So let's unplug it and let's get a strainer in a big bowl. I was trying to keep going until I felt all the lumps gone. And y'all know me, I'm gonna taste it. So we're gonna taste, even though it's gonna be like straight lime juice. And let me clean up my mess. I've seen some recipes do it with 4 lines and some do it with 3 lines. This one was 5, so it might have been too much for my struggle food processor. All right, let's move our knife out of our way. And we were just doing the blending. And I had a little bit of a spill over, but that's okay. We're gonna clean it up, nice and tidy. And I'm just gonna get a spoon. If you look, you can kind of see we got some lime chunks at the bottom and some lime chunks up top. But I think I blended it for about a minute. Hello, I am. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's give this a taste just because I'm nosy and we're greedy. And then we're going to strain it. I kind of wish I had gotten it a little bit more, but let's see. Oh my God. It tastes like lime and water. So we're not done yet. Let's get a strainer and a big bowl. Of course, where are my bowls? Ah! I should have had. Okay, I'll get one of these. We'll get the ramen bowls. All of my bowls are in the sink because I have more citrus. All right, so let's get a strainer, mesh strainer. And we're just gonna pour our limeade mix directly into this bowl. Now I still have some chunky lime skin going on, but it's straining. We want to get all of that goodness out, and then we're gonna, I guess, discard it. Can y'all think of anything you would do with this? Well, we've got some nice fresh lime juice. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the second bowl so we don't have an accident. We've spilled enough. All right, let's keep going. I probably should have emptied the strainer. We'll just go a little slow. So again, if you're just coming in, we are making the viral Brazilian limeade or lemonade. I don't know why they call it lemonade, but you know what? It's their recipe, so we're gonna put respect on their title. Tweet says 2.5 to 3 bottled water equals 5 cups of water for this recipe. Yeah, I just got filtered water from the fridge, but absolutely, I don't mind tap. I use tap a lot for cooking, but since this is a recipe that we're going to drink, I was like, let's go ahead and use some filtered water. And you know what? We'll put the rind and everything in here where our limes came from. Let me go ahead and discard of this, and then we'll do one last pour Come on in, everybody. Hello, hey world. Thank you so much for being here. Quasia says add it to a picture, and I do have a picture. You know what? That is so smart. I'll get one when we get the finished product. All right. So we have the mush from the blender. Let's do the last little bit here. And while it sits, I want to get all of it out. And I'll see if I can get a little spatula. Probably should have pureed a little bit longer, but it was spilling outside of the blender. Hello, June is here. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Let me see if I can get a picture for you. Okay. This might look kind of nice and summery, and we'll slice a lime to garnish it on the top. So you all know we eat with our eyes first, so we'll try and have a nice little presentation for you. Okay, so we have all of our lime pulp and skin. I don't know, we could toss this. Is there anything we could do with this? I don't know. Smells nice and bright and citrusy, but I'm sure it'll spoil pretty quickly. Okay, I was gonna get a spatula, but honestly, I think I'll just rinse this out. We got most of it. All right, so we have our strained lime juice here. All right, hello, Cynthia's here. Thank you so much for being here, my dear. I appreciate you. We're making the viral Brazilian lemonade, y'all. So I'm just going to rinse our blender. Now, after we do this, we're gonna add 2 ingredients, and I'm gonna make a substitute version. I'm kind of nervous because you all know the first time I make a recipe, I always try to make it exactly like the original so I can see if mine turns out like theirs. And then after that is when I do the substitutes. But here's my thing. I have kind of made a commitment to not drink sugary drinks anymore. If you can have it, have some for me. But here's the thing. When you drink, and I am not a doctor and I am not the food police, so do what works for you. But when you drink sugary drinks, because it's just liquid, it literally just spikes your system pretty quickly, as opposed to eating something that's sweet, that takes longer to digest, especially if it has fiber. So if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, you know, just be careful of the sugary drinks because literally you could get unwell. All right, so we've just rinsed out our blender. Let's see what we do next. I'm very excited. Oh, I'll pull it up. Oh, sorry, I'll pull it up just in case anybody's coming in. So we're gonna try and make this viral Brazilian lemonade. That is the goal. All right, so we'll just do 1 glass. I'll pour a glass for y'all if you want. So he says it looks delicious. It tastes really good. I'm excited. We've already done this part. We've done our limes. We've washed them. We've quartered them. We put them in the food processor and we blended them with 5 cups of water. Lemon and water in your tea. Yeah, citrus is great for natural cleaning. All right, so this is where we are. So we blended it. So he had a little spill too. Notice he has a towel. We've strained it. We just did that part. Okay, great. And now we're going to add the condensed milk and ice into the blender and then put our liquid back. Okay, so let's do that. Now here's the thing. Here's where I am going to substitute. So I'm going to show you all what I'm doing. So we have our rinsed out blender, condensed milk. Now, if you grew up, let me see, do I have any in the fridge? Maybe the boys do. Let me go check. They may have the regular one in their fridge. All right. This is actually evaporated milk. Now, there is a difference. Evaporated milk has just the water taken out. Condensed milk is sweetened. So there is a difference when you go to the store. My parents, if you're British or African or Caribbean, you're probably used to putting like carnation condensed milk in your tea. My parents used to have that a lot. So I'm going to show you all what I'm going to substitute. So their recipe has the regular condensed milk, which is sweetened and it's dairy. I got this on Amazon. All right. So this is coconut milk, sweetened, sugar-free. So this is what I'm going to be using. This is Nature's Charm. This is the sweetened, but it's sugar-free. So this is how I'm going to keep it dairy-free and sugar-free. So we're going to open this and put the whole can inside the, what is this called? The blender. So I'm just going to pour So you all know condensed milk is in what? Tres leches cake. And what else do you all put condensed milk in? You know we're greedy, so we got to get a spoon and get all of that goodness out. Let's get the top off. Uh-oh, careful. So we're going to get all of that because we don't want to lose out on any sweetness or any goodness. But there's lots of different substitutes. If you can have the dairy, but you just need to avoid the sugar, Splenda actually makes a condensed milk that's sugar-free, but it's actually milky. I made some treats for my dad, like some homemade caramels. I made some homemade caramels for my dad with the Splenda condensed milk. My mom uses the regular, but I wanted to try it, and he loved it. He's asked me for more. I need to make them again. Ingredients are really simple. It's just the technique. All right, so we've got all of our condensed milk. Let's taste it. I like it. Now, it does have a little bit of a nutty taste. I don't mind. I like coconut. If you don't like coconut, just use the regular condensed milk. All right, so we're going to do the condensed milk and then ice. All right, so it takes 4 cups of ice. And so you all don't have to wait. I went ahead and did that before the stream, and I just have a bucket of ice for you. All right, so I measured out 4 cups of ice from the freezer because it's really loud when you're trying to get the ice. Ooh, yeah, sweet treats like fudge. Absolutely. Hello, Trisha. Thank you for being here, my dear. I appreciate you. All right, so yes, you can use your condensed milk in fudge or all kind of desserts. You're team sweet, today is your day. All right, please don't explode on me. So we have our ice and we have our condensed milk, and now we're going to put all of our limeade back in here. Oh my gosh, I got a bad feeling. Something tells me I probably need to stop there. I got a bad feeling. Okay, it's all right. We're gonna put the top on it. I'll get a towel and we'll blend it. If you have a small blender or food processor, I would probably half this recipe because we already had a little bit of an overflow, and I have some more lime juice left. But I want to go ahead and get this blended. So let's put the top on. We rinsed everything out. Oh my goodness. All right. And then we're going to put the top on here. I won't mute it because I don't think it's going to be that long this time. All right. And let's get a towel. Oh. All right. So we want to make a nice, oh, we forgot the sugar. Oh, and we're not using sugar. I almost forgot. Okay. So you're also supposed to put a cup of sugar. Now, again, I'm not going to do that, but I do have a substitute for you all. I'm going to be using allulose. All right. So this is what I'm using. This is what I call sugar-free sugar. You could use Splenda, aspartame, whatever works for you, or just use regular sugar if you can have it, you know, every once in a while. It's not the end of the world. So we're going to add sugar plus our condensed milk is sweetened. So let me see if I can add that without overflowing. And especially for a beverage, imagine if this were actual sugar. So we're going to pour. If this were actual sugar, this would be a lot. All right. You know, I should have all this stuff poured out and ready, but something about just doing it live with you all. All right, let me see. I think I have a little, woo, a little clump. Okay. Let's keep going. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You know, look at those those of y'all who grew up making Kool-Aid or whatever, you put sugar by the cup in there. Now we look at it and it's like, oh my goodness, or making that good Southern sweet tea with all that sugar. And then, you know, especially if you drink multiple glasses of it, I can't. I don't know about y'all, but when I have sugar, when I have a lot of sugar, I get a lot of muscle cramps like Charlie horses. And I can tell I've been having too much sugar in my diet. Same thing for me with dairy. I just get really congested, like I'm having a cold. And then when I have gluten, I get a lot of aches and pains. It feels like old age, but when I take those things out of my diet, and this is just me, when I take those things out of my diet, I move a lot better and I feel a lot better. So that's why I use sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. Hello, Deuce, Lawrence, Shaz, and Devin. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, so let's see if we can add our sugar-free sugar in here. Oh my gosh, could y'all imagine if that was actual sugar? Yikes. Okay, but again, I'm not the food police. I'm not the sugar police. I'm just here to inspire. I can't even find the top. All right. I got a bad feeling when we blend this, it's gonna go everywhere. Oh man. Yeah. Oh dear. Please don't. Okay. Houston, we have an emergency. Hold on. What we're gonna do, we're gonna put some of this into, oh my gosh. Terrible, terrible. Hold on, y'all. We have an emergency. We didn't even put all the lime juice. So you know those cooking shows where everything works perfectly and there's no accidents? This is not that. Put a towel on top. Okay, I'll put a towel on top. I'm gonna blend just a little bit more. Oh my goodness. Let me get a clean towel because that's a mess. Oh my goodness, it's on the dishwasher. It smells good though. All right, we'll do a little bit more of a blend. I want some of this ice. Because the ice to me should be more like frosty. And I put the rest of the lime juice in there. I like citrus. I like it to get you like right here. I know. A-Team says I need a larger blender. And I have a really nice Instapot one back there. I just started with this one. I should have used the recipe that had a little bit smaller. But let's try again. All right. A-Team says this is a human cooking show. We make mistakes. We make mistakes all the time. All the time. All right. That's how you know I'm not AI generated. All right. So let's put a towel on top and blend. And we're going to see if we can get a little bit better consistency. Wow. Still coming out. But I think we're getting there. Okay, I just wanted to blend it until I didn't hear the ice grinding anymore. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a glass. Hopefully we have enough balance of lime juice, condensed milk, sugar, and let me see. Let me get a nice glass. I got a mason jar. That's not elegant. All right. So I have a nice glass straw. Let me get a glass. All right. So before I pour, I'm just going to get that last lime and I'm going to slice it as a like a garnish. We have all this left. If it's good, we'll be drinking on that. And the only calories come from the condensed milk. All right. Because if it's good, I'm going to drink it all. All right, so we're just going to get a nice little sliver of lime. All right, and I'm going to do a nice little slit here so it'll go on our glass. All right. So now we have our glass. It's a little, you all know me, why be regular when you can be extra? All right, so let us pour. Oh, he poured it over ice. Shoot. All right, hold up. Let me get a little bit of ice. I'm going to pour some of that out. Okay. I think it looks good. You know what I would like? Like a little bit of, am I so extra? I'm going to zest a little bit of lime. Just put a little bit of lime on top so that it looks nice. Hold on, let's get another glass. All right, all this for a glass of lemonade. So I just got some ice. So we have a glass with half of the ice. I'm going to move our garnish over here and our straw over here. And I'm going to pour. Okay. And then, you know what? See if we can get a little bit of, oh yeah, it's the simple things. I'm gonna try and get a picture and then I will take a sip for you all and then we will be done. Kind of hard to see. We do have a little bit of lime zest. I don't know if you can see on Instagram. All right, so let's take a picture. I'm nervous. Please taste good. Everybody's going crazy about this Brazilian lemonade. So, I got lemonade all over my iPad. All right, so we're going to take a couple pictures. One with the flash, one without the flash. And then we're going to do a quick video. Okay, so again, if you're just coming in, this was the goal.
That's so good. Let's make Brazilian lemonade.
Hey, Jamiroquai. Oh, thank you, pretty. All right, so we had 5 limes, too much. Put them in a blender with water. We blended them. Use a big blender. Maybe a minute until it's all pulpy. Strain it into a bowl. A can of condensed milk. I use sugar-free coconut milk to keep it sugar-free and dairy-free. Add sugar, the drained liquid, and your condensed milk to a blender until it's nice and smooth. And then, oh, I don't even know if you poured it over ice. You know what? At this point, we're going to drink it. This is what we got. I'm so excited. Please taste good. God, I'm nervous. Please be good. Mm. It is so good. Even though I messed it up. Y'all, somebody get me a shot of rum. Seriously. Oh my God. It tastes like, you know why? Hold on. Oh, this is vodka. Bailey's. Okay. Anyway, you can make this an adult beverage. It is 10 out of 10 that good. Now, here's the thing. Because I used coconut condensed milk, it's got like a little coconut lime. You know how pina colada is pineapple and coconut? This is limeolata. Oh my God. It tastes so good. Y'all, my hands are sticky. Now, if you're going to do regular condensed milk, then you won't have the coconut vibe. I'm loving it. Again, I got this on Amazon. This is the Nature's Charm sweetened condensed milk, but it's sugar-free. I know it's backwards on Instagram, but that's what I use. And just ice, water, and limes, y'all. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. Put a splash of rum in there. I'm telling you, it is so good. So we got a whole pitcher and this much. It makes a lot, y'all. Honestly, you could half this recipe. It's just me, and I have like almost 2 pitchers full. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I've seen some videos that some people said it was bitter. It does have a little bite to it, but I like it. There are some that are zesting or like peeling the limes, taking the skin off before they blend it, but that's where you get that citrus taste. Y'all, I'm telling you. And it's sugar-free and dairy-free. Thank you, A-Team. Yes, an adult drink, absolutely. Y'all, I think on Friday when I come back, let me show you what I got. We're not going to do it tonight. We are done. I made enough mess. I got a bowl of lemons. If you want me to do a lemon version, put the lemon emoji in the chat. This is where all my bowls went to. And I got a bowl of a bag of oranges. If y'all want me to do an orange aid version, put an orange emoji in the chat. But wait, there's more. Y'all, I got a bag of grapefruit. If you want me to do a grapefruit aid emoji, is there a grapefruit in the chat? I don't know. Y'all, I'm telling you, I'm going to put all of this. Y'all, this is so good. I am so excited. Have I ever made this before? No. Clearly. Why would I do that? Even though we overflowed, even though we had an accident, y'all, this is so, so good. And it's guilt-free. I don't know how many calories are in this condensed coconut milk. 30 calories. So 30 calories in the coconut milk. Trisha wants an orange version, you got it. 18 wants an orange version, you got it. This one, the regular one, 200 calories. I don't know, y'all. But I love giving you all some substitutes. If you can have full dairy and full sugar, then the recipe calls for doing this. Y'all, I'm going to put some extra lime. While we're closing out, I'm going to cut the rest of these limes and I'm going to put them in the pitcher. I'll show y'all what I'm doing. If you're going to a party, if you got a bag of citrus before it goes bad, and this condensed milk will last forever. I got a whole case of these. Trisha wants a limeade. Absolutely. Y'all are loving it. Isn't this so much fun? Okay. So I'm going to do, I'm not going to be here Friday, but that's okay. I'm traveling. I'm coming to St. Louis. So I'm going to another YouTube event. But while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and cut these into slivers. And I'm just going to put all of these little lime slices into the pitcher. So they just kind of sit in there and just get all that lime flavor out. But if you got a bag of citrus, we'll definitely do this again because I think the citrus will keep for me. Obviously, the condensed milk will keep. Now, this doesn't have to be pretty. We're just going to hack away. But y'all, this is so good. So again, if you can have full dairy and full sugar, use the carnation milk. You can get that at the dollar store, y'all. You can get it at the grocery store. I think we're good with this one. If you can have dairy but no sugar, Splenda. And I've gotten it from Instagram. Maybe I should get the other condensed milks for y'all. But now that I've had this one, I'm good. I think I'll put these little lime pieces in here. Y'all, it really does taste like a tropical. It's so good. Get your rum. It's creamy. It's so complex. It's not like, you just think, oh, it's like a frosted lemonade. That's probably the closest thing to it. But I would say it's like a frosted limeade with a little hint of coconut because I use coconut condensed milk. Y'all, this was so good. I'm about to get the rest of this out of here. So let me give you your announcements. Are there any announcements? I think we're good. Got a little extra. Y'all can make this. This would be a great activity to make with the kids. Just do the cutting. They can handle like the blender and the other stuff. So this is going to go into the fridge. If you got a party, if you've got 1 can of condensed milk and 5 limes, made all of this plus this. So if you're doing a summer barbecue, I know some of the kids are already back in school, but if you want to do like a last minute summer gathering, you can have a kiddie version, just the lemonade, or you could have an adult version if you consume. If not, that's fine. But if I had some rum, I would put a little splash of rum in there. I wonder if some vodka might be nice. I don't know. I'm not really just like a little splash, a nice little adult beverage. Ah, let's see. I think I have this from the airplane. So let's try. See if it blends well. Just that much, not much at all. I like it. It does change the taste a little bit, but I like it. Y'all, this is so good. I'm going to do the last little zest over here. So again, I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. This was really fun. We just did a Brazilian limeade. And I'm just going to get the rest of the skin off here. The oils, just like your essential oils, are all in the skin. So I'm just putting that in here, and then I'm going to cover this and put it in the fridge. This would be a nice little refreshing drink as a snack or with a snack, or you could have it by itself. The kids will absolutely like this. If you've got some citrus lying around, this is a great way to use it. And I'm even going to squeeze the last of this lime in here. So you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I cook with sugar, dairy, and gluten substitutes. And I love to just take recipes, especially these viral recipes from online, and see if we can recreate them. Because some of us need to change our diet, but you can absolutely make the full flavor. So let's get, I don't know if y'all can see, we got all of those little, what is it, the zest here. And then we'll squeeze the lime. I like it extra citrusy. So let's get that extra lime juice. So when it sits in the fridge, it'll kind of mix with the coconut. And then I'm going to drink this one tonight. Oh, all right, everybody. This was fun. So I'm going to miss you all on Friday. Like I said, I'm traveling to St. Louis, but I do make content every day. I'm just going to put this lime in here. I do make content every day, so you can see what I'm up to if anything fun happens. I'm actually going to a foodie event. I'll put a little bit more. I'm actually going to go to a foodie event in St. Louis. So I'll definitely have some content there for you all. And then I will be back Saturday. No, actually, Lucy and I are going to stream on Sunday since I'm traveling back Saturday. All right. So this was the Brazilian lemonade, and I think it's excellent. So as always, let me say a huge thank you so much to Cooking with Aisha. I am so grateful for letting me share on your platform. But yeah, a splash. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, everybody. Thank you all so much. And I will see you all on the next one. Go make this. You're going to love it. All right. Let's end on Instagram and Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. And thank you, Cooking with Aisha. Bye, everyone.